and welcome to another episode of Lexx Education, the comedy science podcast where comedian me, Laura Lexx, tries to learn science from her frankly normal but absent brother Ron.
It's shocking news. This is not the voice of Ron.
It's not Ron! It's husband of the podcast, Tom.
Hello, I'm Tom.
Yay!
That's how he does it.
Yay, it is. I much prefer you to Ron. Ron is stuck somewhere between Strasbourg and Brussels. I'm sure we'll hear all about his wank journey from hell next week. But thank you very much, husband of the podcast, Tom, for stepping in to be a much-needed male voice in podcasting.
Yes, there's just not enough white men talking into microphones these days.
So Tom's here to do the intros and outros with me. There's not loads to talk about in the intro this week because Tom doesn't listen to the podcast.
No, not usually.
Why not, Tom?
The problem I have with the podcast, it's a very good and funny podcast. Keep listening, listeners. But for me, hearing Laura just lose focus and disrespect Ron is too much like my everyday life for that to also be part of my leisure activity.
Fair.
I listened to the first few episodes and was like, I feel for Ron so much. I can't put myself through this.
I'm really glad that you chose staying married to me and not listening to the podcast above listening to the podcast but leaving me.
Those are the two options.
Thanks, babe. So thank you. You've been lovely this week, listeners, as ever. And you, Tom, you have to. You're always nice. Well, actually, I haven't really seen you this week. Today's the first day I've seen you.
And that's been great.
That's been very nice. But we enjoyed the big pet expo that we had this week. I loved seeing all your pets. Thank you for those. And a big shout out this week to Jasper, who did a much better job than Ron of explaining vectors and scalars. And I now know how to spell scalar, which changed several times in the Book of Moron. So thank you for that. And we wanted to say there's been a little shoot up in the number of reviews on Spotify this week. So thank you very much for those. It really helps just new people trust the podcast, you know, when you're looking for a new podcast. And if it's not got a lot of buzz about it, you maybe don't bother trying it. So thank you to everybody that's taken the time to review. And if you listen on an app where you can leave a review, or you can just pop onto Apple Podcasts, leave a review there and carry on listening where you listen, it's really, really helpful. So thank you very much. And then, so Tom, you're going to listen to an episode now.
I can't wait.
Yay! Enjoy, everyone. Uh-oh, same room episode.
Uh-oh, cats attacking.
Oh. We're in the same room for this lesson. I don't have my notepad because I'm in Brussels. Ron's pulling a goofy face. We've made a pillow fort to record in so that it sounds good, and Gnocchi loves it. So we've also got little Gnockster. Why aren't you saying anything?
It's weird.
We are very close together.
Also, because you don't have a notebook, so you're not going to be doing anything the whole episode.
I am. I'm going to learn.
Can you take notes on your laptop?
Why? I can't draw things on my laptop.
No. It's bad that you should have brought your notebook.
Oh, I've packed so much stuff, though, Ron. Gnocchi's trying to unplug the microphone. She's pawing at the wire. No, listen, it's biology today. I never normally take notes on biology.
That's true. And I think you'll really enjoy this episode.
Oh, how did she find that gap? I didn't even think there was a gap.
Well, there she goes.
There she goes again. She calls my name. Who's that by?
The Laws.
Yes.
Gnocchi, don't destroy the sofa.
I just need to close my emails, otherwise they're going to be booping.
Boop. Boop. Yes, we're doing biology today.
You can't escape my biology. The way that we walk.
Can you remember what we were doing last time in biology?
Viruses and pathogens and stuff?
Yes.
Cancer. That was a bit earlier, wasn't it?
So we were doing, viruses. We learn about viruses, whether they're alive, whether they're not.
Ding! It's a debate.
Today,
amongst scientists, including myself.
Where do you fall on the debate?
100% alive.
Really?
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
No doubt.
No doubt. They are the Gwen Stefani of alive things.
And do you not understand why there's a debate?
Nah, I totally understood. You said they need a little extra person to help them reproduce. But I'm saying they've worked that out. They get that stuff. They reproduce.
Sure. Today we're going
Are
to
you on the other side of the debate, Ron?
Yeah.
You think they're dead?
I don't think they're strictly alive, no.
Yeah, dead. Ron and I spent 5 days together, and he's getting tired now. We should have recorded this at the beginning when we were excited to see each other.
Yeah. Instead, we wasted it on your stupid podcast.
Yeah.
No, the Patreon episode we did when we were still happy to see each other.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
We've done a lot of records this week.
Yeah.
Exhausting, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how you live like this.
Oh, it's horrible. I wish I just had a talent for something else.
I just want to go back to replying to emails for a living.
Hello, I'm Ron. Crunch the business quarterlies.
We're doing bacterial infections today.
Cool.
What do you-
Bacteria are definitely alive.
Yes.
Single-celled bacteria.
Yes.
Yep.
What else do you know about bacteria?
You get bacterian camels and dromedary camels. Bacteria. You get good bacteria, bad bacteria in terms of how it affects us.
Bifidus digestivus.
Crammed it in yogurts. That's what we've done over civilization. They're always finding new bacteria. Don't lick mud. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think any of that was outwardly false.
Cool. Keep teaching. Are you nervous because you know Judith can hear?
No, it's just...
I'm very near you.
And you're not doing anything.
Oh, I'm looking at the record, checking the levels, talking back. I'm hosting a podcast. That is what I'm
Yeah, but
doing.
you should
is
be
this
learning.
chat. I am learning. Quiz me on what we've done.
Okay. Bacteria are super fun. Much more fun than viruses, much less complicated.
Right.
Because they are essentially just little beasts.
And then they reproduce real quick.
Yeah, they reproduce by just splitting in half. But they...
M1, S1, G2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those things.
Yep.
They're much less alien than viruses. They work a lot like tiny little animals, okay?
Okay.
When you have a bacterial infection and it makes you feel sore, that... What?
I feel so sore. No one's ever said that in the history of the world. How do you feel? I feel sore today. That sounds so weird.
People say that.
You feeling sick? No, not sick. More sore.
Well, you know, your joints are sore, stuff when you get an infection.
What?
You in pain?
What do you mean an infection?
Like when you have a disease.
Why are my joints hurting?
You never get that?
No. I get joint hurts when I'm, like, active.
You never get that? Like your sinuses will be swollen up and sore.
They'll be swollen up. I wouldn't say sore. Sore to me is like, oh, I've cut myself and it's sore.
No, that's not what sore means.
Isn't it?
No. Sore is like an ache.
No, sore is much more sharp than that. Ache is ache.
No, you've cut yourself and that hurts. That's...
Yeah, it's sore.
No.
Yeah.
That's weird, man.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Look, oh, I've got a tummy ache. It's very sore.
No, but that's different as well.
I've got a headache. That could be sore. I've got a sore head.
Painful or aching?
Yeah, painful, like cutting. I'm not going to use the
Aching.
aching bit. I'm not going to use that bit. Doesn't fit.
A raw or painful place on the body.
Yeah, raw, I'd agree.
All of us had sores and infections on our hands.
Yeah, cuts.
Google.
Cuts.
No,
Sores
that's
and
not what it
infections.
says.
Infected cuts. Not just aching shoulder. Ow, he flicked me. Not just aching shoulder. That's not sore.
physically tender as from overuse or injury.
Don't say physically tender. I don't like it when you say that.
Feeling or affected by pain, achy. Merriam-Webster.
All right, you use it how you like. I just wouldn't use sore for a dull pain.
Yeah, but you're using it wrong.
I'm not using it wrong. No, you've just listed all the ways I use it and the ways you use it. We're both free to use it how we like.
You're an idiot.
Right. Email us, please. lexeducation@gmail.com. When should you and shouldn't you be using the word sore?
So how do you want to describe it?
What?
What
are we talking about?
Like when you get an infection, you have like a sore throat.
Yeah, that would be sore. That's not aching, though. That's sharp.
It's like a raspy sore achiness.
Yeah, it's sore. It's raw and metally. That's sore. But if it's just like...
How do you think you spell the word sore?
S-O-R-E.
Okay, so you're not imagining you've been cut by a saw, and that's where you're getting this metally feeling from.
Nope.
Okay. Well, when you
It's a purple word.
When you have a sore throat, something like that, from an infection, that is caused by the bacteria attacking the cells in your body. Okay?
Okay.
So bacteria, pathogens, like the good bacteria, they're eating stuff in your stomach. Bad bacteria, they're attacking you. That's kind of the line between bifidus digestivus and other things. Salmonella.
Salmonella, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? So, they want us to learn a little bit about the mechanism of how bacteria do this, okay? Mm-hmm. So, on the front of the bacteria, you know we learned about organelles right at the beginning?
From the organelles to the mountains of Peru. Yes.
So we're going to have to lean a little bit on some of that knowledge for this, okay?
Oh, those are all the different bits of a cell.
Like an organ, yeah.
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 Yep.
Can you remember what the word for, like, a bubble or a pocket in a cell is?
Vacuole.
No, that's a specific one in plants, the more general.
But I was right, though.
Kind of, yes.
Membrane?
No, don't
sac.
just say stuff. Vehicle?
Oh my god! I was watching The Office the other day, and there's an episode where Andrew just goes, "Don't just say things, Kevin." And I was like, ah!
Maybe you are more Kevin than Andy.
And you're Angela.
Yeah.
Horrible little shrew man.
Yeah, but you're Andy.
With a massive baby.
Anyway.
Don't just say things, Kevin.
Vesicle?
Nah, they weren't little bags. They were vehicles.
No, they
Yeah, they were. Because we talked about the word vesicle and vehicle being practically the same.
Because a vesicle, a bag, was getting dragged down the cytoskeleton.
Oh, that did not come up. This is new information. Because we talked about how some of them walk.
Yeah, that's the protein dragging the vesicle.
Oh, you didn't say that.
I did.
You didn't.
I did.
Roll tape.
So, the bacteria on the front of it forms what's called a vesicular indent. Okay? So that's
What are we talking about now?
bacteria attacking cells.
Okay. And they're getting in the vehicles?
No. They form a pocket on the front of the bacteria that's called a vesicular indent. Because it's kind
Little
of...
hitchhikers.
No, it's got nothing to do with vehicles.
You're angrier than usual. You said it was a little bag.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And you've been talking about vehicles. I don't know where this hitchhikers things come from.
Because the bacteria have got in the bag. They're not meant to be there.
No, the bacteria are the bag.
What?
On the front of the bacteria, they form an indent.
Oh, I thought you meant the indent was on the bag.
No.
It's on the bacteria.
Yes.
Okay, don't need to be rude.
Okay.
Okay. Stop hurting me! It's rude.
Front of the bacteria, they form an indent. This is called the vesicular indent.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
Then, around the edges of this...
Like the opposite of one of those Canadian snow trains.
Yep. Around the edge of this, you have large cell surface enzymes. Mm-hmm. Okay, do you remember what enzymes are for? Mm-hmm. Share with the class.
Making protein. Classic answer.
No, they are protein.
They are
We
protein.
never talk about ribosomes. Why is this your answer?
Because it was the first thing we did. So it's there at the front, ready to go, because it's the main character.
No, enzymes are proteins.
Okay, I was close then. Half a point. Ding. Ease. That's an amino acid.
Okay,
Okay.
so they have the vesicular indent, they have these enzymes around the top. These are digestive enzymes.
It's like a little mouth, isn't it?
Yeah, and the enzymes are like teeth around that. And then they will form a little pocket. Mm-hmm. The vesicular indent will close up, and then they've taken a little chunk, and that will move into the bacteria to be digested.
Taking a little chunk of what?
The cell that they're attacking, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
What's really cool...
Wouldn't that be weird if humans took a bite and then their mouth just like vanished down inside them into their tummy with the food?
Yeah, that is essentially what's happening. Forms a vesicle. That then moves inside, dragged by your friend and mine, the walkie-walkie protein.
The mouth is dragged by the protein.
The vesicle is dragged by the protein.
The whole vesicle, or just the indent?
Well, it's called an indent when it's an indent. When it forms up into a vesicle, it's a vesicle.
And then where's it going?
Into the bacteria to be digested.
Okay. All right.
It's like whoop, whoop,
Like a lava lamp.
a lot like a lava lamp.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. What's really cool, in the vesicular indent, they have a special organelle that has lots of cell surface markers on it, so it can bond with other things and make sure that it's something that it wants to take a bite out of.
Oh,
When it's
checking.
finding, yeah.
A little taste tester. Sir, your meal has not been poisoned. I have a very dangerous job. I work for the king.
Do you remember what the organelles that break things down inside a cell are called?
Yep.
Share with the class.
Well, it's not ribosomes.
Same last syllable.
I don't think we covered this.
The word lysosome?
No, we haven't talked
No?
about those before.
First time I'm bringing them up, so
Yeah.
that's on me. So
Joe lysosomes.
the vesicle will move into the centre of the bacteria. There it will hit a series of lysosomes that it passes through, and then the bacteria breaks it down and removes all of the nutrients from it that it needs, okay?
Okay.
Do you remember when we were talking about pathogens last week, or last biology week, that we were talking about the reason why they make you feel sick is because they release lots of toxins into your body? Mm-hmm. So the toxins that bacteria release are the leftover bits that they're then expelling after they digest all of this stuff.
So it's a shit made of our own stuff.
It is kind of, they
no.
take all the goodness out of it, and then
And they
they...
just leave it floating about in us.
Then they poop out, yeah.
Oh, I'm full of my own cell poop.
Yes, bacteria poop is bad for you.
Oh, man.
Happy with that?
Yep.
So, what's interesting, so bacteria in larger animals, have you ever heard the phrase convergent evolution before?
No.
Can you hazard a guess as to what that means?
Evolving in a convergence.
And if you had to put some flesh on those bones?
It'd be like when you're evolving, but you're doing it at the same time as converging with other evolving things.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Convergently.
You reckon?
Yep.
That makes sense to you? That's
I don't know what convergent means. So I just sounds like it's together. Con, that tends to mean with.
Yeah, especially in Spanish.
Yeah.
No. So convergent evolution is basically when multiple things in nature find the same solution for the same problem.
Oh, that's basically what I said.
Because you said it was happening at the same time. It's
Yeah,
got nothing to do with
at the
that.
same time they found the same solution.
No, but it doesn't have to be at the same time. Why would it have to be at the same time?
Because otherwise it's copying, isn't it? It's not evolving. Yeah.
No, so a really famous
If
example.
you see a squirrel burying its nuts and you go, oh, that's a good idea, and invent the fridge, you've copied that off the squirrel.
If I see a squirrel with its long bushy tail and big teeth, and then I grow those things, that's a happen freak stance of nature. That's not me copying it.
It kind of is, though.
No, really famous example. The dinosaur, we saw them the other day at the Naturalist Museum, Ophthalmosaurus. Mm-hmm. It was when we were really speed walking because we had like 5 minutes to get out of there. Ophthalmosaurus and modern dolphins are...
We walked backwards and climate change got much better. That was my favourite part.
No, we went back over millions of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, climate change doesn't get better over
No,
millions
but that
of
top
years.
floor had a thing about how we're all going to die because of climate change, but we walked back to it the other way,
Oh,
and
okay, I didn't see
everything
that.
got vastly better.
Anyway, we saw Ophthalmosaurus when we were speed walking. Ophthalmosaurus and modern dolphins are basically the same shape.
Great. It's not a good shape, though, so crack on.
What do you mean it's not?
There's a sausage with fins.
Yeah, but it's crazy hydrodynamic.
Yeah, but it's not sexy, so who cares? Give me an octopus any day. Much more wicked cool.
That's weird.
Just be a tube. Oh, well done, dolphin. What a marvel you are. And then you look at an octopus and you're like, what? You've just gone through a hole the size of a 5p. Now you're massive. You got all those legs, tentacles. That's way better. I haven't even got a bone. Still a thing, though. Fascinating.
What would be really fun would be to do a spin-off podcast where we find someone even less informed than you. And then you have to do the syllabus to them.
I do think it'd happen. It'd quite quickly become a storytelling improv podcast between two idiots talking about dolphins. Anyway.
Do you get the point, though?
Yeah.
You're not sexually attracted to dolphins, and that's fine, but do you understand that they're good at fishing?
Yeah. They do that like bubble net thing. It's really cool.
Yeah, but this is about their shape and about how fast and
sausage.
good at it.
It's a rubber sausage. I like killer whales. They're my favourite animal in the sea.
All right, killer whales and false killer whales.
What's a false killer whale?
You ever seen a false killer whale?
No,
False
looking
killer
this
whale's
up
well
right
good.
now. Did you just mean another whale?
Hold on. What? No, it's a species.
Oh, they do look like absolute budget killer whales. Okay, well, I wouldn't fall for it, but I can see how other things would. It actually looks quite different to a killer whale.
They're kind of like the dolphin equivalent of a shark, they look like. I think.
Yeah, they're quite beluga-y, I think.
Yeah, they've got a belugness to them.
They've got the big forehead situation.
Yeah, you just want to like pet it and slap it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my point being, convergent evolution. Nature finds the best solution.
Nature will always find a way.
Finds a solution to a problem. Often, when that's a good solution, it will happen multiple times. Which is why multicellular life and single-cellular life follow similar patterns. Mm-hmm. Okay? Like, this goes down to, the lysosomes that we were just talking about.
The digesters and things.
Yeah. In the lysosomes, in some species of bacteria, some of them haven't got this, there are lots of different species of bacteria, there is a little pocket off the side of one of them that we are not 100% sure the function of.
Purse. Like a bum bag.
Like an appendix, is kind of the point that I'm making.
Oh.
Fucking hell. If they get digestive material stuck in there, it can cause them distress. Sometimes they can die.
Bacteria can die
Obviously, what do you think?
just from getting stuff in their pocket.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so sad. Imagine if you died of having something in your tummy button.
People do. That's what appendicitis is.
That's not in your tummy button.
No, I didn't say tummy button, you
I
fucking
did.
lunatic.
Because that's what I'm picturing. Something can't just fall into my appendix, though.
No, stuff gets stuck in there.
Does it?
That's what appendicitis is, yeah. That's why you should never eat weed.
I've never eaten weed.
You never should.
Why? Is it getting your appendix?
Yeah, it's got fibres in it, like it's the same stuff as hemp, and you can make rope out of hemp. Don't eat rope.
I eat loads of rope. How is this the first time I'm hearing this?
Yeah,
It just chills me out.
You're going to
I
get
just-
appendicitis,
I
mate.
just like to have one rope brownie before bed. I just find it mellows me.
Like to go to Rotterdam, just buy loads of rope.
Just down to the docks, just chewing on my rope. I find the reef nuts taste the best, salty.
Happy with...
Why are you touching your nipples? You did, you just leant back and grabbed your own nips.
I'm stretching. Are you happy with bacterial infection?
I've never been happier in the technical sense.
What are you doing?
I'm making a little video of us. We're recording. As a tribute to you, I won't post that while you're doing the lesson.
Bacterial infection, you're happy with that?
Oh my God, I love it. It's the best thing I've ever done. Couldn't be happier. Let me marry it.
Please stop acting like I'm forcing you to do this.
You are.
This is a nice podcast we make.
Look at this piece of cloth. That looks like a jellyfish. Ron's flapping about a banana skin that he tried to share with me.
We're going to go on to how your body defends against bacterial infections now.
Guns
Well.
and knives.
Well.
Well.
We'll get on to that. What's the first line of defense?
Immune system.
Yes, Laura. Well done. Do you know any parts of the immune system?
White blood cells.
That's one. We'll talk about them in a second.
Fact. White blood cells eat beets.
White blood cells eat bacteria.
Yeah, the beets of the animal kingdom.
Can you name another?
Skin.
Skin. Yep, that stops things from getting in.
Acids.
Yep, that stops things that you eat.
And that's it.
There's one more. Have you ever heard the word cilia?
Yes.
Not applied as a pejorative to you.
Are those little hair things?
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are hairs that they're organelles. We talked about them when we talked about all of the other organelles. They live on the outside of cells. Their number one job is to slap bacteria that try and come about them.
Yes. I want to get reincarnated as a cilia.
Well, as I just said, they are organelles. They're not cells themselves.
Yeah.
So you kind of just said, like, I want to get reincarnated as an arm.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Depends whose arm.
Yeah.
Imagine being the Rock's arm.
I don't care about the Rock in the same deeply unsettling way that you do.
He just seems so nice, and he can't be because he's that successful. No one that
No,
successful
he's
is
probably
that
a
nice.
fucking maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to meet him.
Where does he seem nice?
Imagine a buddy comedy with
like-
me and The Rock in it. Ah. He seems nice all over his Instagram.
I'm not on Instagram.
Well, that's your fault and problem.
So the cilia slap bacteria
Get away, get Get away.
Usually they're just trying to move them away, like they're kind of moving a wave and push the bacteria away. What they are also trying to do, some cells will be better at defending against this than others, like the ones in your mouth where they come into contact with more bacteria. What they are trying to do is they are trying to slap and, fingers crossed, break the enzymes around the vesicular indent, because then the bacteria can't take a bite out of you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah? The other thing that we're going to discuss is white blood cells. Okay, you know what white blood cells are for?
Yep.
Share with the class.
They've, cleared out
You can't just say no.
No, I'm telling you! White blood cells have cleared out everything to just become a turn up, scoop, let's go.
White blood cells...
They've jettisoned everything in them to just be a simple body. Haven't they?
They've jettisoned everything in them to be a simple, come on, yep, let's go.
They haven't got the same stuff in them as a red blood cell. They've got rid of all of it to just be a little empty ambulance. And then it turns up, packs it all out, scoops out all the bad stuff, and off it goes. Whistles it away.
Well, how is it going to do that if it doesn't have anything in it?
I don't know. I didn't make them up.
That's not true.
Oh, which is it? Red ones
Yeah.
are just. Aww.
Because red blood cells are just storage units. So it makes sense if they get rid of everything because they can fit more stuff in. Not white blood cells. The things that keep you alive every day.
I got them modelled up then.
Did you think every other cell in your body just has loads of shit weighing it down? Otherwise it could be these amazing cells that move around and fight infections. Oh, I would if I didn't have all these stupid organelles.
Yeah, they've got other stuff to do, whereas white blood cells are streamlined.
No, that's red blood cells that you're thinking
Oh,
of.
fucking hell. Then I don't know. They got pus in them, haven't they? No. They turn up and make pus.
I think they are pus.
Yeah.
What's pus? There's an episode title.
What is pus?
What's pus?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Pus is a thick fluid... Pus is a funny word. Pus is a thick fluid containing dead tissue. What's tissue?
Collection of cells.
Yes. Cells and bacteria. Your body often produces it when it's fighting off an infection, especially infections caused by bacteria. Depending on the location and type of infection, pus can be many colours, including white,
My pus of many colours.
yellow,
It can be white
and yellow and green and brown and clear sometimes if it's healthy.
Close every wound to me. We've got more songs for the Book of Moron now.
Is it good for pus to come out? It can
Imagine if you still had every bit of pus you've ever made in you. You'd be so disgusting.
It can be part of drainage necessary for healing, but it also can be cause for concern. Don't encourage pus. Doing so can worsen infection, and it can make the skin more tender and even painful.
That's the second time you said tender today, and I'm sick of it.
Tender pus. What causes pus?
White blood cells.
Stop reading about pus now. Anywho, white blood cells. How do you think they fight bacteria?
Well, I don't know, because now I don't know what they are anymore.
This is kind of what we're getting onto, but do you want to hazard a guess, or should I just tell you?
Just tell me.
So white blood cells, they hunt the bacteria in your body.
Hunt them?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the white blood cells, their main thing is they're very, very quick. They then have a vesicular indent on their front that they can then use to glomp the bacteria.
Wow.
Why are you being weird?
I'm not. I'm listening intently.
You're being weird.
I'm not being weird.
Bacteria have different defences against their white blood cells.
Yep. Stop leaning away from the microphone.
I'm reading my notes. Bacteria have different defences against this. That's what makes some bacteria deadlier than others. Mm-hmm. The ones that are better at fighting off your white blood cells. Do you want to guess at any of the ways that they can do that? Or are you just going to say no and we'll just be done in like 2 minutes?
God, when did you get so mardy today?
This is our earliest record ever.
Yeah.
Laura's got a flight. What time do you have to leave?
11.
Okay.
What was the question?
How do you think bacteria might defend themselves against white blood cells?
Harder shell.
Yeah, that's one of it. What's it called? Some have cell walls and some don't, and then that's plus or minus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other ways?
They're bigger.
No.
They're smaller.
No.
Okay.
Not really about size.
Stronger enzymes on the mouse so they can bite back.
Some do fight back, yeah. That's an autoimmune disease.
Don't taste very nice.
No, that's not really part of it, 'cause they're already shitting out toxins made of your own body all around you, so...
Can they build walls in front of them, making the
Don't
shit
get hung
into
up on
bricks?
the wall thing, they have cell walls. And
Yeah, I know. I'm saying the shit that they're shitting out, can they make that into a defensive line?
No.
Well, I don't know anymore then. I've had a good guess though, haven't I?
Yeah, that's nice, yeah. So some have camouflage.
What?
Well, you know that on the surface of all cells, they have like these little markers, and then that's how you know what your cells are and something else.
No.
Antigens. Antigen tests.
No. I don't remember discussing that.
Well, no, it just comes up in life because it's a thing.
When does that come up in my life?
The last 3 years of the fucking pandemic.
Nobody said it was because they were all in camo.
But they're called antigen tests.
Fucking brilliant. What does that mean?
Did you just hear that word and never go, wonder what that is?
Yeah. I don't care. Oh, good. Test for the antigens and then let me know. Am I dying?
That's why this is so hard.
Why?
Because you don't care.
No, it's pointless.
Antigens are markers on the cell surface.
I just don't think the average person knows that, Ron.
No, that's fine. The average person that's been told all of this in the last fucking 6
You haven't
months
told me that.
would probably know this.
You didn't tell me that.
So some of them can camouflage by getting antigens off the cell surfaces that they're biting into and sort of holding them on their surface. So then when the white blood cell comes along, he just goes, oh, okay, this is one of our cells.
Oh, I am just a little bit of lung. Ooh, been here my whole life, long and around.
Exactly. Others are just too fast for the white blood cells. White blood cell shows up in the lung, the other one
Gone.
runs out of there.
On fire.
Others, you know, like when they grow bacteria on like a little plate.
Petri dish.
Yeah,
That's
and-
the scientific
and you get
term.
the colonies
For a
of
science
them.
plate.
And you get the little colonies of them. Mm-hmm. That's because some species of bacteria move in herds. So that when the white blood cells come in, they only catch some of them and the other ones can run away.
Oh, like a little fishball.
Yeah, like a little fishbowl or a herd of zebra.
Zebra.
Yeah, I say zebra as well. Yeah. How can we help our immune system fight bacteria?
Don't clog it with stuff.
Don't clog what with stuff?
Like...
This isn't about white blood cells being weighed down, Laura.
No, don't smoke and stuff because then your arteries are full of crud and then the white blood cells can't move around as well.
Yeah, don't die of a heart attack.
Yeah. Don't have loads of, like, cholesterol and stuff in your lungs getting in the way of the ambulance service.
Yeah, don't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just die. It's like just if there's only a small gap for stuff to get through.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's not true.
It is true.
White blood cells can move through other cells.
Yeah, but it's harder.
How do you know?
Oh, because it probably is.
How would you know?
Just probably is. Look it up.
I'm telling you it's
Google it.
not.
Google it.
No.
Right then. Well, then we'll never know, and I win. Also, don't cut yourself loads so that your skin is intact. Keep your skin fresh. Wash yourself. Get rid of dirt. Eat well so that you've got all the right bacteria. Vitamin C. That's a big one. Yeah, those things really.
Yeah. And a big one that you missed? Teresa Coffey's favourite answer?
Antibiotics.
Yes. Do you know what antibiotics are?
They are specific bacteria.
What?
Good bacteria.
No.
They kill bacteria.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought antibiotics were bacteria.
Sure, why not? Everything's bacteria at the base of it.
Antibiotics are basically medicines that we can take that help our immune system fight off infections. Okay?
Yep.
So, for example, penicillin is a small rod-shaped molecule that binds to the cilia, and then when they're whipping the bacteria, it makes
Literally,
that
we've given them a stick.
basically a club, yes.
Fucking yes! Ah, I want animations for so much of this stuff.
So it gives them much more range when they're whipping. Wacha, wacha. But also, obviously, now rather than just kind of... they've got like a rod, so they're much more likely to break the enzymes around the vesicular indent.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Tetracyclines, you might have heard of those, another type of antibiotic.
I think that is one of the features on the new Dyson vacuum cleaner.
So you said earlier, give them knives. Mm-hmm. Tetracyclines are basically enzymes that we can take. Again, they bind with the cilia. And then when they're whipping, they will cut the bacteria.
Can you take those and the club ones? So there's clubs and knives, just like in that bit in First Night where Richard Gere has to run through the thing.
Oh, God. What a reference! Why are you referencing First Night?
It's a great film. Sean Connery, Richard Gere, that woman. He has to run through the obstacle course of knives and daggers and stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's like
she's trying
Raven.
not to be in love with him. Yeah, Raven. That was a great show.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. But obviously, not all antibiotics work for all bacteria. Antibiotic resistance. So some are club resistant, some are wearing little knife jackets so they can't be cut by these enzymes. That's why, you need to take the right antibiotic for the right bacteria.
Okay.
Okay. There's another one called cephalosporins. That's another type of enzyme. They are basically essentially cocaine for white blood cells.
Right.
They will just send them into a frenzy. And so, whereas a bacteria might have been able to outrun them before, if you've taken some of this, the white blood cell will definitely get them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah? That is antibiotics.
I loved it, Ron.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yay!
That's the lesson.
Thanks, Ron. This quiz is going to go disastrously.
Yeah, I don't feel like you've been listening at all.
I have been listening. Test me right now, quick, before there's a week in between.
Okay, what's the organelle called where they digest stuff in the middle of a bacteria?
Joe lysosomes.
All right. What's bacteria's mouth called?
Vesicle indent.
Close. Try again.
Indenticle. Indent. It's an indent.
It is an indent.
Yeah.
But it's not a vesicle indent.
Oh. Indent.
Vesicular.
Oh, that's the same.
I said close.
Yeah.
And I gave you another try.
It's the same.
I can't do
Next
more.
question.
What was the dinosaur that looks like a dolphin?
Ophthalmopod. Ophthalmologistopod.
No.
It was an ophthalmopod.
Why would it be pod?
I don't know. They're all pods. Sauropods.
No, that's...
Ophthalmosaurus.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. The real classic suffix for a dinosaur's name.
See? I know it.
All right, well, we'll see how you know it on Wednesday when we record the quiz.
Okay, Ron, we'll record this quiz, but I'm telling you now, I don't have my note. Although, actually, I didn't have my notepad when we did the episode either, did we?
No, and it was a biology
great.
one, so you don't usually take that many notes anyway.
Wonderful me! All right, quiz me, bitch.
Can you remember what we were studying last
Quiz
time?
me. Quizzy woo. No, I've got no idea.
Bacterial infection?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay, so there are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 marks available.
Okay.
Look,
Just replying to that DM about the podcast festival.
what's the name of a bacteria's mouth?
Oh, the lysandrical indent.
Close. Do you want to have another go?
Lysosome indent.
It's not lysosome.
It's an indent, though, isn't it?
It is an indent.
Yeah. Lentricular indent?
Vesicular.
Vesicular. God
Like a
damn it.
vesicle.
Yeah.
I'll give you half a mark for indent. I think that's fair.
Okay, thank you.
What's the name of the bacteria's anus?
Doesn't have one. Trick question.
No, it does.
Oh. Oh, yeah, because it poops stuff out and then you feel sick.
Yeah.
Lysosome?
No, don't just say stuff.
Ribosome?
Don't just say stuff.
Creb? No, I don't know, Ron.
It's not called a crab. No, it's just called the cell anus.
Oh, that is a tricko then, in a way. So that's trying to think of a fancy science word. I love trickos.
Okay, so that's a 0 for that one. The next one, 5 marks for this one.
Oh,
Can you just describe how a bacteria eats a human cell? Or takes a bite out of it?
It's got loads of lysosomes in the indent all over the surface.
Not lysosomes.
Ribosomes.
Not ribosomes.
Mitochondria.
Enzymes.
Enzymes. It's got loads of enzymes all over the surface in the indent. And so it like gets a bit of cell and it sort of gromps it off and then breaks it down. And then the vesicles like
Where does it break it down?
in the enzymes.
No.
In the indent?
No.
In the ATP?
No.
Is it one of the words I've already said?
It's one of the words that you've said like 10 times.
And the lysosome.
Yeah,
It breaks it down in the lysosomes, and then the vesicles take it away, and then use the energy from some of it, and then poop out the rest of it through the butthole.
Yes, I'll give you 1, 2... Yeah, 5 marks.
Yes!
Well done. Well done, Laura. Ready for your next question?
Yeah.
Which human disease can bacteria get that we discussed last time?
Are you sure we discussed it?
Remember they get tummy troubles if they digest something? We were talking about convergent evolution.
No. Were we? I remember where we were sitting. In your flat. They get a sore throat? We talked about sore throats.
No, remember we talked about how there's a bit of their gut that we don't know what it's for?
Oh, appendicitis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not getting the mark for that.
Oh, come on. I could have said, oh no, we know what the pancreas does. Never mind. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Next one's true or false. So 50-50.
Come on, Laura. Come on.
True or false, some bacteria travel in herds to avoid predatory white blood cells.
True. That is true. They overwhelm them like a ball of fish.
No, they just run away like zebra.
Yeah. But true.
But
Don't worry
true.
about the rest of the information I gave. Here's what I'm learning about when I sit this exam. Never try and give extra information. Just answer the question and then move on.
Okay, 3 marks available here, 3 things that I'm looking for. Which weapons do antibiotics mimic?
Clubs and swords or shields? Oh, it's definitely clubs. I remember the rods. So they have longer range and it's like a harder whacking stick. Wait, was the other one like roller skates or something? Because it made them faster so they could catch ones that zoom away.
There are 3, so that's 2 of them.
Acid, clubs, and roller skates.
No, you kind of said it before.
Swords?
Yeah. Finally, I put baseball bats, knives, and cocaine, but you can have clubs, swords, and roller skates.
Yay!
Are you ready for the last?
Yeah.
Ready for the last question, Laura?
Yes, I am.
Which annual custom can be dated back to Chaucer and is closest to the release of this episode?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Which annual custom can be dated back to Chaucer and is closest to the release of this episode?
Closest compared to what?
When this episode goes out.
Compared to what, though?
Like, what annual custom is close to the release of this episode going out?
Hang on, let me get Google Calendar open. Retick holidays, United Kingdom. Is it Shrove Tuesday or Pancake Day?
No.
Is it Valentine's Day?
No, Valentine's Day was yesterday as of date of record.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. This episode isn't going out now.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Now I've got to do some maths. Episode 36 goes out. Where's the release date spreadsheet? We're not doing 36. This is 41. Oh, God. 27th of March. Flick to the future. There's the 27th of March. Right, I've got Mother's Day. Daylight savings time?
No, a few days after this comes out.
27th. I'm going to Hever Castle. I'm doing a big walk on Saturday. Ugh. Good Friday?
Closer than that.
What?
Closer than that.
Easter?
No.
I don't have anything between this and Good Friday.
April Fools.
Oh. This isn't a science question, Ron.
Yeah.
I just went to put April Fool's in my calendar then. That's not necessary, Laura.
No, Laura, April Fools. None of this is true.
What do you mean none of this is true?
Bacteria don't have buttholes. They can't get appendicitis.
It was all trickos.
It's been an hour of trickos.
Oh, what?
Antibiotics are not tiny little clubs that your cells beat bacteria with.
I loved that idea and I remembered it. Ron! I actually learned some of that. Oh. You are a beastly little boy. No wonder you so badly wanted to do the quiz today. You You horrible boy.
Bacteria don't have teeth and mouths and appendixes. They don't have knives.
Oh, that's so sad. That really was so memorable. I can't believe it was one big tricko. That means I still got 1 point because I said the buttholes was a tricko.
Right, you can have one.
I get 1 point. Oh, Ron. So do we have to do biology again next week?
Yeah.
You are such a dickhead.
I've been planning.
We do all of the release date spreadsheet as well.
Yep, I've been planning this for months.
You're such a butt weasel. Oh,
Funny.
Ron.
Very funny.
Well, you bellend. I think it's kind of good that Ron's not here for this one, because what the fuck just happened? What do you think, Tom? As an innocent bystander.
As an innocent or instant?
Innocent.
Okay. As an
Are you
innocent,
innocent?
I'm instant and innocent bystander here. Look, it was...
You're siding with Ron.
No.
Did you think that was mean?
Yes, I did think it was mean, but sometimes people do things and then they deserve mean things to happen to them. Do you think maybe if you'd focused more and
was focusing
No,
to
I
the
mean
best
throughout all
of
of the
my
episodes
ability.
that he might not have done a massive tricko.
No, I think he would have done a fucking tricko.
Well, no, look, yeah, I thought it was mean. It's the listeners I feel bad for. They probably were trying to learn all that science too.
No, the listeners are really smart. They'll have been listening to the whole thing thinking, what the fuck is Ron talking about?
Yeah, well, when he started talking about, like, little bats and knives,
Oh,
did
that
you not
sounds
think...
exactly like all the other bit of shit science he teaches me.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Because he didn't say it gives them a bat. It says it fuses on and it elongates the shape and then it's kind of like a bat.
But did that sound like science to you?
Yes.
And you thought... you thought they could get appendicitis?
Oh, he didn't say they get appendicitis. He said there's a little bit that we don't know what it is and it's kind of like an appendix.
Look, I'm not...
Oh, it sounded exactly like everything else. And now I'm not even going to understand trusting any of the rest of anything we do ever.
Look, I think you're safe to trust everything he says from now on until this time next year.
I'm so livid. Listeners, where are you on this whole debacle? Because I'm furious. Thank fuck I didn't make any notes.
Otherwise the Book of Mormon would be ruined.
Well, I'm livid. Anyway, I look forward to getting stuck in. What we might say on this one is no spoilers on this episode. Please don't tweet an obvious spoiler about the episode. Maybe this will be the week that we make a Discord or something so we can chat what the fuck just happened. That rotten little boy. I promise he is still alive. I didn't just kill him. That's not where he is now.
I haven't seen him since this was recorded, so who can tell?
I was so angry. I was so giddy in that episode too. I listened back to it and I'm like, you happy innocent fool, having a lovely time.
There was one
singing.
bit. There was one bit where you just said, "Look, a piece of cloth."
Because we were in a pillow fort.
No, I know, but it's stuff like that makes me think you might have slightly deserved the giant hour-long tricko.
Oh, what a tricko. I'm so angry. Anyway, so yeah, let us know what you thought of Ron's diabolical scheme. What a bastard. Also, don't forget to let us know how you will use the word saw. You were staring at me and shaking your head through that whole debate, Tom.
Well, I just didn't understand why either of you were even talking about it. It was such a... You're both there going, it's a word to describe pain, and then shouting at each other about that.
Yeah, that's the format of the podcast.
You're essentially agreeing loudly at each other that sounded like an argument.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Yes. Well, what a week. I'm so angry. I hate that little boy. I hope his train never gets back to Brussels. So listen, no spoilers on social media. Let us know how you use the word saw. Last week's episode titles. That's something we do need to go through, actually. So episode 40 was called A Ratatouille of Rotten Courgettes. Other choices that we chose possibly for titles. Tom, would you like to read them out?
Yeah, having not heard the episode, I can't wait. That used to be my butt. And then the seagulls will feast. I wouldn't usually bring spare trousers. Super comfortable crotch. Pep it. Don't get the dog involved. He was the hero of that tale.
Quite a few options there. I think Pep-It was the only one people guessed. A few people guessed Pep-It. I don't think anybody got any of the others. It was because we were talking about when you lose weight, you've mostly breathed it out. So you breathe out carbon atoms as your body's breaking down your fat. So then a tree might suck them up and then you'd be like, that tree used to be my butt. And the crotch stuff was Toby weed on Ron's dick.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Ron was holding Toby and he just pissed. And we were talking about how weird it would be to have someone else's piss on the thing you piss out of. You should listen to our podcast. It's very good.
It sounds very funny. I just wish you weren't in it. Not like that.
We'll do a special episode where Ron teaches you and
that would
you
just
can
be,
see how difficult
that
it
would
is.
just be two people learning science together. That's not a podcast.
All right, well, let's do the register. We've got 4 lovely lab rats who have signed up. And so, listen, here are the jobs you've got.
First up, we've got Matthew, our constant ongoing science experiment, being the absolute centre of the Venn diagram of what is a human and what is a hairball. Preliminary results show that he is the best guesser.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row, Matthew guessed like 3 out of 4 of our possible episode
Congrats, Matthew.
You're really tuned in. Next up, we've got Kevin. Kevin is a local wheelbarrow vendor. Wheelbarrows with wheels capable of navigating the swamp and reinforced barrows that can hold up to 8 tons of shit science as Laura transports information to the book.
Next up, we've got Jenny C. Jenny joined the company after an accident with gamma radiation that left her completely unable to focus on any podcast except ours. We've set her up in a room full of beanbags and just apologise occasionally for what is her life now.
Yes. And then, lastly this week on the register, we have Jasper. Jasper is responsible for holding Ron's hand when it all gets a bit much. Jasper looks deeply into Ron's eyes and says, hey, don't worry, Ron. You can just unplug your internet and ignore your phone and you technically never have to hear from Laura again. It doesn't help, though, because saying that makes Ron remember he chose this. We pay Jasper well anyway. Thank you to everyone that has signed up to become a patron. You really make it possible for this podcast to run, and you might have noticed these intros and outros have no pop noises on them, and that's because I can now afford a pop shield thing.
You're really testing the limits of that pop shield.
Yeah, I hope it's working.
Pop
if not,
shield.
I've wasted all of the money that you spent on being patron.
Is this what you've earned so far, this pop shield?
Yeah.
It's lovely. You've done a good work out there, people.
Woohoo! So I'll see you next week for, when I get a showdown with Ron, I suppose. I can be mad at him to his face. Husband of the podcast, Tom, you won't be on the podcast next week, I don't think.
No, not unless something bad happens with your trains.
Yeah.
And then it'll be me and Ron.
That would be a funny dynamic. But you've got podcasts out in the ether, haven't you?
On the way.
Fantasy 11? 14.5? What's it
So
called?
you don't listen to my podcast
I
either.
listen to every fucking one, and I was a guest on it, you bastard.
We have a podcast called Fantasy 5.
You
and
started you changed the name though, didn't you?
well,
It
there
used to
was
be
one called Starting a Lesson.
Yeah, thank you.
But then we only did
Ding.
like 3 episodes of that.
And I listened to all 3 of them.
And then we did Fantasy 5 and we did a whole season of that.
And I listened to all of them.
New podcast hopefully coming soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Oh, that's going to be really good.
You're not going to announce it? Oh, you
We're
don't
not
want to
gonna
announce it
now.
here in an outro to this. Okay, that's fair. But follow the Noise Next Door at Noise Next Door on stuff, or Yellow Next Door if it's just Tom. Fuck the other guys. Just follow Tom. He's the best one.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, who's going to say class dismissed?
Does Ron
I
normally do
suppose
it?
you're like a substitute teacher.
I'm the substitute. You should ignore me more than you normally do.
No, I'm sucking up to
Oh, yeah?
prove that it's Ron's teaching
Did you suck
stuff.
up to a substitute teacher at school?
Tom, I sucked up to everyone. Have you met me?
Except Ron.
I need to be loved. Ron already loves me.
Yeah, All right.
Well, thanks for listening. We hope you love us.
Class dismissed.
Class dismissed.